Welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I'm Danielle D, or Coach Danni D, and I help women to create luxury brands by creating processes and tightening their branding. This is where we talk about how to build your business in a way that allows you to work with ease and enjoy your life. My happy space is spending as much time as humanly possible in my pajamas. And I want to help others to find their happy space while still running profitable businesses. So get comfortable and let's dig in. Hello and welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. This is your host, Coach Danny D, and I am here trying to help small business owners to get to their work with ease lifestyle. So, Profits in Pajamas is all about doing that thing, whatever that thing may be for you, that results in you being able to live that life that is comfortable for you, that you are enjoying life, that I don't know if I'm going to use the word comfortable because sometimes you got to step outside of those comfort zones, but that you are enjoying your life, that you're not um stuck in that mindset that being a business owner means that you can never relax, that you can never let go, that you can never be off. You're always, working. You can have that. You can have your business set up in such a way that your systems are working for you, that your branding is working for you, that all parts of your business are working to give you back your time freedom. And that's what I help people to do, mostly women, creative women, to do in their businesses as a coach. So I do coach, I'm Coach Danny D, like I said. And as a coach, I help women to find that balance, to find that space where I have this successful business, it's running, it's doing great things, but so am I. I'm enjoying my life. I'm doing those things that are important to me and balancing the business as well. So that's who I am. That's what I do. Let's get into this week's topic. So, this week's topic is, are you making space for life? And I've thought about this for a couple of reasons. One, this morning I just, had a lot of things going on, and it made me, remember a time that was like the norm. And I had a whole different topic set up for today, right? And I just decided to switch because this was more pressing on my heart this morning. So, are you making space for life? And the beautiful thing is, even in the topic itself, I feel like I had a moment, a aha moment, even in thinking about this topic this morning. So, in the past, if I were to say make space for life, I would be thinking about mostly the kind of hiccups of life, because life is going to happen. Let's start there. Life is going to happen regardless of what our schedule looks like or what we have going on. Life is going to happen. There's always going to be, someone getting sick, or, something may happen. You may wake up and have a flat, or, whatever it is, life is going to happen. But when I thought about it this morning, I realized, we make, when I've said that in the past, I've always been thinking about making space for those inevitable bad things that happen. But are you making space for good things to happen as well? Because that's life also. And a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we don't make space for that part of life either. We don't make space for the trip or the opportunity, or I had some girlfriends say, let's get together and do brunch. Are you making space for that as well? So let's talk about this making space. So this month has been a bit busier than normal. But even in the busyness, I still have like my cutoffs. And I've learned that over time to create those cutoffs, to position myself to where I can make sure that I'm doing what I need to do to be profitable and, hitting the numbers I need to hit. And in this instance, exceeding those numbers, but at that same time, making sure that I'm not doing it in a way that the growth of the business is then becoming a hindrance, is then becoming, where, okay, I'm have overextended myself, or, now I'm rushing from here to there, that type of thing. And one of the things that I've learned over time is, like I said, making space for life. And this week is a perfect example. So this week, starting tomorrow, I have a pretty full book. So I in my mind have, okay, I have these things booked. I set my limit to where I was cutting off, somebody asked to, book in between there, and I'm like, no, I'm booked, I booked, referred it to someone else. But I was comfortable where I was. It's a little busy, but I was comfortable. And then I get a call yesterday, a text from my son. I'm sick. I don't feel well. So now he has to come home because he's not feeling well. Last week was a particular busy week, and um I injured my foot while I was, doing something. And so then that has slowed me down a little bit, right? So I'm doing stuff, but I'm moving a lot slower. And, just combination of physically moving slower, as well as just, when you're not feeling your best, you are not moving as fast mentally and everything else, right? So that happened, and that kinda threw a monkey wrench in some things. But because of how I kinda space out my schedule, it's okay. It's okay. I had a few little hectic moments this morning, but, besides that, it's okay. It's okay because I know that I always have to have space for life and that stuff that just comes up and happens. But not only do I want to have space for life in that sense of, ish happens, right? I want to have space for life in the sense of living life. So, like I said, it's two back to back kind of busier weeks. And that's just looking at the outside work, right? The actual client events. That's not counting the stuff that I have going on internally that I need to be working on. And my son's homecoming was last weekend, and I could have just said, you know what, I'm busy. I could, use this time and focus on X, Y, and Z. But we hadn't done a date night in a while. So why not go do a date night, right? Make space for life. The inevitable things that are going to happen, they need time and space. And when you are, by now, y'all should know I'm not a fan of booked and busy. When you are booked and busy and then life happens, now you're screwed, and you're trying to play, you're really trying to, play catch up. You're trying to put out fires everywhere, and you are, creating undue stress and anxiety on yourself as well. When you, instead of the booked and busy, I'm team paid and well rested, when you are charging appropriately, when you're spacing out your time appropriately, so that you are still, you're making the money, you're bringing in the income, but you're doing it in a way that you are working with ease. You are able to map out what you need to do, get that stuff done, and you have some space in between, where you are, that if something needs to be put into your schedule, you are not completely thrown off because of this other thing. And that's the sweet spot. That's really the sweet spot when you can have, life events happen, both good and bad, and still be able to flow within the business, do what you need to do in the business, and then, do the other things that you need to do. And, it's been, quite interesting with this kind of pickup. Um, because October is usually not like a busy month for me. So with this month being, rather busy, it's been interesting to watch it because then you start to see, okay, well, you can say I have my boundaries, I have this in check, I got this going on, but it's when you actually have to put it into practice that you're like, okay, well, this is really working how it should. It's really flowing the way that it should. And I'm not feeling, I've shared with you guys before, I suffer with anxiety. So sometimes, certain things can get you triggered. I'm not feeling that trigger anymore because that trigger comes from that overwhelm of this is not going to get done. This is not going to get finished. Or just when you start to let everything get too big, learn how to create a schedule that you are not feeling like if one more thing gets added, the world is going to end. I like to call it white space. It's great to have white space on your calendar. I love when I get that notification from Google, if you're a Google Calendar user, when I get that notification that says you have nothing scheduled today. I love that. Like, and I know for entrepreneurs, sometimes that can be stressful because you're like, oh, well, I need something on the books. Sometimes you need that moment. Sometimes you need that space. Every moment of your day does not have to be scheduled, does not have to be booked. You need that space because that space is where life happens. That space is where magic often happens because you have the opportunity. And, I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, and the one thing that is consistent is I don't have enough time. I don't have time to fill in the blank. And there's so many things that are beneficial to the ultimate growth of your business. The growth comes from moving different. It's not from the grind. It's from these other things that you're doing outside of the grind. But you don't have time for those. Everybody, well, I know I need to do that, but I don't have time. You don't have time because you're filling up your schedule with these things that don't need to be there. So leave space for life, for those good moments in life, for those moments when you need to be present and they may not be the best moments, for those things that you need to do to grow. You need time and you need space for those things. You have to build that into your schedule. You have to build space into your schedule, it frees your mind, it clears your mind, and it helps you to navigate this life a lot better because I woke up early this morning with a list of things that I needed to do because I have an event that I need to go to today. And so I was, very clear about I need to do one, two, three, four. And then I can, be sure that I can get ready, get to this event on time. And again, I told you my son came home from school sick the other day. So he's trying to, decide he wants to go to school. We're trying to make sure he doesn't have a fever, all this different stuff. Um, my husband's asking questions, all these other things that were not a part of my wake up early situation. And I started to feel myself getting frustrated. And it reminded me of a time that I didn't have that space. And I spent most of the day frustrated because it was always, I'm trying to get this done and I got this much left to do. And not saying that I don't have a to-do list. We all do. And there's always going to be stuff that you have to kind of put off. Um, so not saying that at all, but just saying that in that moment, I was able to reset myself and say, you know what? Take a deep breath, take out a pen and paper, write down the things that are in your head that are getting you anxious. Write them down, check them off. You can, deal with this other as well. You gave yourself enough time and cushion. It's going to be fine. And that's the self-talk we have to have with ourselves. But give yourself the time and cushion. Don't set yourself up for unrealistic situations. Don't put yourself in a situation where you have to choose between, two things that are important to you because that there's no space there for all of the things. So look at what you have going on. Look at where can I pull back, where can I trim back. And there's some things that, right now that I really, enjoy, really want to be a part of, but I just can't right now. And that's okay too. And when I can, I will reconnect and reach out and get back involved. But right now, that's not a reality. And so I have to be, clear with myself about that I can't do all the things because I need to leave space and I need to be present in everything that I do. And if I don't have enough time to be fully present, then I just can't do it. So leave space for life, leave space for opportunities, leave space for growth. So that's what I have for you guys this week. I will see you guys next week. And in the meantime, if you are trying to make that transition, you are trying to figure out how to get things in order so that your business is doing most of the heavy lifting so that you're not having to do that, reach out, book a discovery call. The link will be in the bio, but you can always reach out or you can go to coachdannid.com and either reach out for a discovery call or sign up for one of the programs that are there. You can always reach out so that we can get you on track to where you can regain your time, where you can, start to enjoy life so that when you say make space for life, it's going to be for living it. All right, guys. See you next week. Thank you for listening to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I hope you got some great tips to start working with ease. Want to stay connected? follow me at Your Workflow on Instagram. For more information about building your luxury brand, register for my upcoming luxury brand workshop at CoachDanniD.com.